Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to take part in this joint press conference to update on the integration of Mitsubishi Fuso and Hino. We would like to begin the press conference now. First, we would like to invite Mr. Carl Deppen, Representative Director, President and CEO of Mitsubishi Fuso Truck and Bus Corporation and designated CEO of the new company, who will give us his presentation.
皆さん、こんにちは。Good afternoon, everybody joining us here today for the very important day for our merged company. As you know, on June 10th, we had announced the cooperation and merger of Fuso and Hino with the combination of the truck business among the two companies. And at that time, Toyota Group, Daimler Truck, Hino Motors, and Mitsubishi Fuso joined forces and signed the final agreements. We have received a lot of positive feedback from customers, from markets, from the media, and therefore we want to fulfill our promise. In June, we promised to keep you updated and informed of our progress. So today, I'm very pleased to deliver on that promise and give you an insight on what is happening in the company. So let me briefly show you what you can expect today. We want to give you a quick recap on why we are doing this. I want to inform you a bit about the governance model and some key personal announcements. We will disclose first ideas for our potential synergies we see for the two companies. And of course, very important, this is the first day where we will bring the new company name to the public, to you. So I'm very pleased to have you with us, and thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy schedule. Let's take a quick look back. What is happening in our industry? And we have explained before, but it's important to bear in mind what's driving the truck and transportation industry. Society needs to strive for carbon neutrality to make sure we fulfill our sustainability ambition for the world. At the same time, modern society needs modern transportation. So we need deliveries, we need goods moved. At the same time, especially in Japan, we are facing driver shortage, driving more and more efficient logistics system. We also need to improve on-road safety. So both companies, Hino and Fuso, have been at the forefront applying safety technologies, and we will continue to do so. The geopolitical shifts are all over. As you know, we see new customs and tariff regimes. We see more rifts in global cooperation, and we need to cater that as an international company. And last but not least, we see also a lot of new competitors emerging, and we need to be ready and prepared to tackle with them. This is nothing to be scared of. That's the environment we are in, and this is why we take determined action and move forward. The case technologies are one piece and one element to drive for that, and of course they come with a lot of investment. This is one reason why the integration makes a lot of sense. At the same time, we have a clear focus to contribute to the prosperous mobility in society, because our modern life around the world is a lot depending on transportation. Goods delivered to your home, goods delivered to hospitals. Industry needs to be kept running with transportation of goods. So everywhere in daily life, we rely on transportation. And we want to contribute that, shaping that with a strong support from Toyota and Daimler Truck in the new merged company. A quick recap, we showed you already in June how we will organize. We will form a new holding company where the two strong brand companies, Hino Motors and Mitsubishi Fuso, will combined under. We will have a very solid shareholder structure with Daimler Truck and Toyota holding around 25% equity in the target state, and of course, being open to general shareholders and free float in the market. So the target picture will take some time to achieve. And at this point, it's also important to remind everybody we are still awaiting the relevant approvals from the antitrust authorities and governing bodies. So this is something where we intensively work on with the authorities, and we are very confident that we can proceed there as well. Now, going forward, let me summarize our governance model and some key announcements. As you know, and we have explained that before, the aims of the integration, why we are doing this, is to deliver for the future of commercial mobility. We have two strong industry players creating an Asian commercial vehicle and technology leader, collaborating based on fairness, trust, and mutual respect. We enjoy Japanese roots with two strong brands. We have both Asian expertise in Southeast Asian markets. Both companies serve a global mindset, and we have two strong and distinctive brands that customers rely on and feel loyal to. And this is what we truly appreciate. To have a better scale is instrumental for us to accomplish our future target. We have heavy investment coming up in the case technologies. At the same time, we must continue to invest into products that are supportive and effective for our customers. So with the support of our shareholders, Daimler Truck and Toyota, we will establish a strong governance and define a clear financial target framework. By doing so, we will continue to support society with efficient movement of people and goods. Now, you've heard a lot of merger stories, and we all know they are not failing on strategy or plans, they are failing on people and culture. This is why we put the development of a healthy and successful culture at the center of our cooperation and discussion. To bring teams together, to combine the strengths of the Fuso team and the Hino team is the essence of our success. So our foundation is mutual learning, respect for diversity. We need a strong growth mindset, but we need also work together based on trust and integrity. And to grow this trust and integrity has been one of the key elements of our discussions in the past 2.5 years. So let me clarify a bit more why this is essential. You can see here in the middle, this is the binding bond among this new corporate structure. We will form a holding company which sets a strategic framework. So there are clear roles assigned, setting the strategy and the business model, the coordination of the synergy realization. We will develop a strong technology roadmap. We establish a financial framework, a consistent target setting, and a clear capital allocation. At the same time, we safeguard healthy and solid group governance policies. At the same time, on the operational company level, Mitsubishi Fuso and Hino Motors, we strive for excellence in execution and being close to our customers in the two different brands. We have the distinctive brands, Fuso and Hino, and we have the loyal customers, and we value and treasure these relationships a lot. And we will work hard to make all these customers happy and confident with their brand choice. And of course, the role of these two operational companies are striving for excellence in operations, striving for excellence in customer relationship, striving for excellence in go-to-market strategy and customer care. Now, to bring all this to life, it takes the right people. And there, I would also like to give you a preview on what has been already decided. As you remember, we strive for a board of directors which is comprised of very experienced and knowledgeable directors helping to steer the company, safeguarding healthy compliance, and establishing a strong governance network. I am very pleased that today we can also announce the nomination of the new group CFO, Mr. Heta Laligi, and the announcement of the future group CTO, Chief Technology Officer, Satoshi Ogiso. And allow me at this moment a real personal comment on satisfaction and happiness. Both colleagues have been very instrumental in moving this integration forward over the past almost 3 years. And I feel very confident that we have a very strong team of executive directors who will drive this company forward. We also announced the nomination of the non-executive directors. And at this point, I ask for a bit more patience for the independent outside directors. We are striving for a highly professional, well-experienced, and strong independent director representation. And this is why we are in discussion with several candidates, and with the help of professional agency, we safeguard a very strong governance that will feature at the end 2/3 of the board in non-executive roles, and 4 out of 9 directors will be independent outside directors to have a clear and solid governance from day one onward. We will establish an audit and supervisory committee, which is basically in majority hand of outside directors. And we will also voluntarily set up a nomination and compensation committee to safeguard key elements of a modern governance. The announcement of the independent directors, as well as the executive management committee, will be done at a later point in time. But today we wanted to give you a clear direction for the 5 directors already nominated. And you can find their bio and CV in the press material already distributed. Please allow me 2 comments here. Heta Laligi is being the designated representative director and CFO. I've worked with Heta Laligi for a long time. We've known each other even longer. And I have full confidence that we have here a very, very strong CFO supporting and guiding the company with a clear financial framework. And having worked with him for many, many years, knowing his strong capabilities on financial topics, but also knowing his ability for healthy communication with diverse teams, having worked in Japan for 6 years already, I'm very confident that this is an excellent choice to drive the new company forward. At the same time, I'm also very pleased that Satoshi Ogiso will obtain the role of the future Chief Technology Officer in the new company. And with Ogiso-san, I have worked together on this project over the past almost 3 years. And I dare to say that over this time, we have not only been able to bring those 2 companies together, but this was also only possible because we always had deep respect for each other, established a very healthy communication that resulted in a very solid base of trust and common understanding. And with his strong engineering capabilities and knowledge, with his deep knowledge of the Hino Motors organization, I think this is a perfect match for the new company in the board role. And I'm really looking forward to working with both colleagues together. And on this occasion, I would like to hand over to Ogiso-san to continue from here and give you a bit more insight on what our future key synergy fields will be all about. Thank you.
In the new company, I will be appointed as a CTO. My name is Ogiso. when it comes to the new company, combining Fuso and Hino together, and we will be always centered on the perspective of customers and centering around the products in order for us to make contribution to the society at large. And this framework under Daimler Truck and Toyota Motors, which are going to support us, and together with all these, in total 4 companies, case technology will be also developed by investment, and so that we'll be able to create future mobility. I hope that the automotive industry here in this region and country will be strengthened further. Let me talk about the potential synergy. Integrated platform strategy is the title for this page. HDT, MDT, LDT are mentioned, but this is not so simple like this. There are a lot of variations. Combining 2 companies together is expected to enhance efficiency. It's not a 2 to 1, but rather I think that the efficiency may be more than doubled. So below this, there are some measures to be taken in production areas. We will optimize global production footprint, and in R&D, there have been dispersed sites and teams which will be combined together, and I'm sure that it will be doubled. With the introduction of new knowledge, I think that the efficiency may be further enhanced. And regarding the procurement, I will touch upon this later. Let me skip on this. And regarding the actual business operation, with the integrated platform and through collaboration between the 2 companies, and then the product services portfolio can be further enhanced, and also electrification, carbon neutrality, and hydrogen. These future technologies can be also worked. Above all, these will be done through collaboration of the 2 companies, and the shareholders are going to support this. An organization means that it's a group of people. People will obtain and accumulate their knowledge and expertise, which will be possible. So as a result, what will become possible, I think everyone can imagine this now. Products will be strengthened, and adding the strengths of each company, and then it will enhance and enrich the portfolio of products and services. Above all, going forward, we needed to make the investment in development of the new technologies and scales of economies of scale, and also we will be able to improve the efficiency in terms of return on the investment. We needed to consider the optimization of the variance or variation. In these perspectives, I believe that we will be able to achieve synergistic effects, and based upon which we will accelerate the technological development. As a result, efficiency will be enhanced, and we will be able to create extra resources which can be invested into the new technology like case DX, connected, or case technology development. And I just talked about the integrated platform, but on the other hand, we are going to have 2 brands of Fuso and Hino, respecting customers, and we will always value these. So under which you can see that we are going to compete and brush up, and we may strengthen 2 renowned brands, and also we will also collaborate together. And combining the 2 countries, there will be a synergy and benefits in terms of the number of units sold, and Hino and Fuso, which have been working on the similar products, we will be able to work together. And the current parent companies, Toyota in Japan, and also Daimler Truck mainly in Europe, will be able to utilize the resources available in these 2 parent companies, and which will lead to the further synergies. Regarding the production sites, currently there are 5 sites which will be consolidated into 3 sites by 2028. Until 2028, Nakatsu consolidating into Kawasaki plants, and the Hamura plant will be transferred to Toyota Motor. We are valuing the people, and with a clear vision of the future and meticulously, scrupulously, we are going to brush up and enhance our competitiveness. Because of the consolidation of the plants, and the remaining plants will be more competitive towards the future, we will be able to more stabilize the employment. As I have already mentioned briefly, Daimler Truck and the Toyota's collaboration in technology and backup or resources will be made available for us, and that is the strength of us, and we appreciate their support. And they have been supporting us throughout this process for integration in development, electrification, and hydrogen, and autonomous driving as well. Through collaboration with them, we would like to enhance these capabilities so that we'll be able to cater to the services of our customers. Well, this concludes my part, but how these two very distinctive companies are able to collaborate. As Deppen-san mentioned earlier, over the past 3 years, we have been able to share the same common values. Hetaru Larugi is going to speak after me. Such shared common values, or how we will be able to generate synergies based upon this common shared values. Larry-san, please.
ありがとうございます。小木津さん、ありがとうございます。皆様、こんにちは。So my name is Heta Laligi. I'm the CFO of Mitsubishi Fuso Truck and Bus Corporation, and it's truly an honor to be here today. I can only confirm what Deppen-san said earlier. We have worked together with the Hino leadership team over the last 2.5, 3 years to bring us to this point, and I have only the highest respect and trust into the Hino leadership team that we have met to make this a joint success for our company. Talking about the joint success, let us look how much we have in common. Look at the history of these two great companies, and you will see there are many, many similarities that we can find. Both have a similar history. Both have been pioneering in their respective industries. Look at the example of the e-Canter on the Fuso side, the first hybrid bus on the Hino side. The new company will have more than 40,000 employees. Many of our employees have worked their whole life, their whole career in our company, in our industry, and are truly experts and passionate about what they do. Together, the two companies have more than 170 years of excellence and experience in our industry. This is a strong heritage that we both share together. So while we can talk about differences, we can talk about commonalities, but one thing is truly the case. We respect our differences, and we want them to be a strength, not a weakness, and we will try to build the culture around this. Both brands are very well known around the world. You can see this on this page. In up to 170 countries, there is the presence of Mitsubishi Fuso and or Hino. Talking about the global presence, let me show you why we think this is a strong point for the new company. On the left side, you can see the regional footprint in terms of market presence of both companies. We have chosen here a 5 years average. As you can see, for both companies, in this period, Hino has sold around about 150,000 units per year. The Fuso brand has been sold around about 120,000 times a year. You can clearly see, and I think it is well known, both companies are successful companies in Japan with a strong presence in the market and with customers. You can also see that in Asia Pacific, in Southeast Asia and neighboring markets, also both companies have very strong presence, and they can build on their partnership with local companies, our partners who distribute and service our products. We think really there is a strong case to even further grow in these markets where we today already jointly, by using both brands, have a strong presence. But what's really interesting, and we looked at this when we started the discussion outside of the Asia region, there's a strong presence also from both brands, however distinctive. There are markets where Fuso is very strong. There are markets and regions where Hino-san is very strong. And I think by building on the strong presence we have already in our core markets, plus the additional potential that we see by complementary footprint in the other regions, I think there is a clear case for growth. On the right side, if we translate the same perspective, but however into product segments, you can also see both brands are full liners. Both brands offer light-duty trucks, medium-duty trucks, and heavy trucks. However, as you can also see, there is a distinct strength of both brands. On the Hino side, very proudly with strong products, there is a higher share of medium-duty and heavy-duty, with a strong light-duty product with the Dutro. On the Fuso side, also using the Daimler Truck technology, a very strong product on the heavy-duty side. However, the majority of the sales is on the light-duty side, making this the biggest selling product in the Fuso brand. And even if you look at the pioneering and industry-leading light-duty electric vehicles on both brands, yes, they are both in the light-duty segment. However, if you look at it, they are both complementary. One has a specific application. The other one also has a different application, which makes this really also a complementary fit for the future. So obviously, and Ogiso-san, I think, very convincingly showed what we have in mind when we talk about synergies. And we also think that we already have a very strong presence in certain markets which we can build on. However, obviously, we want this also to translate into financial results. And let me tell you what we have in mind. Please bear also in mind that as of now, as we are under antitrust regulation, we are not yet able to fully deep dive into each case's numbers and also into the financials of each company. But we have a very strong conviction that with the convincing synergy potentials that we have identified, there is a strong case also on the financial side for our shareholders. So what is the plan? Let me explain this chart first. So on 2024, you know the Hino figures quite well from the publication. You can see them here. The Fuso business was around about 4.5% to 5% return on sales, as you can see in the actuals in 2024. So if you combine both, and this is not a mathematical calculation, but we can say this is roughly a return on sales of 4%. What we need to do, and there's a very strong conviction on both companies' sides, and we are already working on this, is to improve the standalone performance of both companies before this integration and during the integration itself. This is the gray part of the columns that you can see here. And how are we planning to do so? We call these the standalone self-help measures. Both companies have some experience to review their business portfolio as of today and also identify where there is more value creation possible. We call this the active portfolio management, and we will share more details as we can during the next months. Very clearly, to build financial resilience, the growth in the downstream business, in after-sales business, the classical way, but also other related businesses will help us to build financial resilience, and we see clearly also a case of further growth possibilities to attract more constant revenue streams. Both companies are and will continue to work on efficiency measures on the variable cost side and potentially also on the fixed cost side. And as I showed you on the previous page, we feel there is a strong growth potential already from standalone presence of both brands in the existing markets, but also when we look outside of Asia. So that's the case for the so-called standalone self-help measures, which will help to generate, by performance improvement, also the required cash flow to invest into the synergies. Talking about synergies, I think Ogiso-san very convincingly showed what we have in mind when we talk about synergies. We are talking about the product portfolio, we are talking about procurement, we are talking about R&D, also network in terms of production, but also logistics offers, from our perspective, a very convincing and sound industrial rationale for this integration. We will also, as we can, apart from the antitrust regulation, once they are cleared, also look into further synergies that we can identify, and we are very confident to find even more. So with this together, the standalone performance and the additional synergies, which will ramp up over the years as we go also into portfolio changes, as Ogiso-san mentioned, we are clearly targeting to achieve benchmark profitability and also benchmark capital efficiency going forward. And obviously, you want to know what does that mean in numbers. It's great to see it on a chart, but please bear in mind that we are currently under the antitrust regulations, and therefore we want to deliver a credible plan which shows the ambition very clearly, but we don't want to overpromise. So we will definitely, in the next months, work on a midterm business plan, which will also give you surely a commitment, and we will be very happy to share this once we can also strongly and credibly make this case for you. With this, I can also announce already there's therefore more news to come also on the financial side. And talking about more news to come, I would like to hand over to Deppen-san to give us further information about this integration. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Laligi-san and Ogiso-san, for your explanations. I think that clearly shows where we are striving to take the new company. Let me summarize once again. We have a clear framework for the new company. It starts with a robust and transparent governance. We focus on delivering peer benchmark performance on the financials and establish credible plans and are committed to deliver on them. We are enjoying a sound and solid industrial rationale for the cooperation of both brands and companies. And we have a clear synergy roadmap already laid out, as you could see in some extent in the presentation. And we have more ideas to come, which we will work on once we got the antitrust clearance. And we want to surely leverage our long-term presence also in the Asian growth markets and international markets, where we feature both brands, a complementary fit, and most important, a strong customer base with a strong service network and support structure that makes our customers successful. Furthermore, we have a proven technology and innovation mindset. We have state-of-the-art technology brought to the roads of Japan and international markets, and we continue to do so. We have formed and will form strategic partnerships on technology with leading industry players. We will integrate a unique corporate culture, and we are already working on this, bringing the different teams and diverse perspectives together. And last but not least, we have two highly recognized distinct brands that are well known for their true Japanese ingenuity with reliability, quality, and excellent value for money. So with that, we have a clear framework to go. And now I would like to take the special occasion to introduce to you our new company name. Archion will be the new company name, and you will see and hear more about it going forward as we proceed from now on. With Archion, we have clearly laid out also our conviction and ambition. The arches being the connecting point to our stakeholders, customers, and among each other, reaching out to society and our stakeholders to build bridges and strive for progress together. The eons define the longevity, the long-term perspective on connecting with each other and turn our joint efforts and cooperation to success. So with that new name, we shape a new identity for the group as the Archion Group, being the house for the strong product brands of Fuso and Hino. And with that, I would like to share with you how we go from here. As we have laid out, our clear ambition is to go live for the day one on April 1st, 2026. And I'm very confident we are well on track. We will keep this target. And as Laligi-san has explained, we are working on the midterm financial plan for the new company with the combined efforts and synergies from all entities involved. Most and foremost, we have the strong cooperation with the antitrust authorities. So this is the next step we want to tackle, obtain the merger control clearance as a foundation for the next steps to come. And then we will continuously build our corporate culture for the future. We will continue to strive for success in bringing the two teams together, while at the same time setting up the new company and prepare for the stock listing here in Tokyo. So in summary, I think we gave you a good overview on what we want to accomplish why we think this is a perfect time to go ahead. And also, again, showing you that we have a strong team in place that is clearly determined. And I think all three of us have been on this cooperation journey for the past 3 years. So it's not only some people filling some boxes. The three of us have been very much on common ground to define the framework, and we are determined to make it happen and to make it a success. So with that, we feel very confident representing here the 40,000 employees of the combined company to ask for your continuous support and to be part of our journey for the new company, for Archion, going live on April 1st. Thank you very much.
We
will take questions from the floor now. Please use the raise hand button. And when your name is designated, please state your name and affiliation before asking your question. Now, please use the raise hand button. When your name is called, please turn your camera and microphone on and ask your question. Those of you with questions, please utilize the raise hand button. Can you hear the interpreter? Testing, testing. I will introduce the first person asking a question from Nikkan Industry newspaper, Ohara-san. Please turn your camera on and the microphone on to ask your question. We are switching the screen now. My name is Ohara of Nikkan Kogyo. I hope you can hear me. Yes, we can hear you. Please go ahead with your question. Actually, I have 2 questions. Please go ahead. Regarding the new company, I would like to ask about the organization. Is it going to be in Shinagawa Ward? Where is going to be the new office in Shinagawa? Or is it going to be an existing facility, or are you going to have a new office? Please clarify. Now, you also talked about the future. I understand that you need approvals from the authorities for going forward. How long is it going to take to obtain this approval? Which countries, which jurisdictions have you not gained approval yet? What is the detailed process? That's my first question. Thank you very much for the question. I would like to address the 2 questions first. Regarding the new company, it will be in Shinagawa Ward. It has been decided, but we want to make further preparations before we make an announcement on the actual location. Furthermore, regarding the approvals that must be obtained, there are 48 countries, jurisdictions. We are making steady progress. The conditions differ from country to country, so I cannot say how long it is going to take overall. So for each country, we are engaged in the appropriate communication, and we are making preparations so that we can have day one, according to schedule, on April 1st next year. Thank you very much. Second question is the following. Regarding the executive officers, organization was also mentioned in your presentation. So who has representative rights is only given to the Mitsubishi Fuso representative. Why is this the case? So why are representative rights only provided to a person coming from Mitsubishi Fuso?
Give you an answer here. This was not so much a question of where the people come from, so coming from Mitsubishi Fuso or Hino. It was more the discussion which roles have the essential contribution to the success of the company. And therefore, already very early, it had been determined that the representative role will go to the CEO and the CFO. And this is basically the decision that had been aligned among the shareholders very early. And this is more a coincidence that then the representative from the Fuso side with Laligi-san got the representative director's right on that role. So this is not so much about where people come from, but we wanted to make sure that we have the leadership team best allocated to play on that role.
I would also like to weigh in from Ogiso. For Japanese audience, it may not be familiar, but for Germany as well as for Daimler Truck, company governance is very important. Representative rights is provided to only CEO and CFO. That is typically the case. And CFO is often provided representative rights. This is not very familiar for Japanese companies, but with Deppen-san, with Larigi-san, we discussed this in detail and we decided to follow suit. And that is the reason why we decided at the BA stage. And then, as Deppen-san has mentioned, we identified the appropriate person to make the contribution. So that is how it is being decided. Thank you very much.
Now we'd like to invite the next person to ask questions. From the Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper, Takamura-san, could you please turn on your camera and a microphone? We are changing the layout of the screen now. Thank you very much for your presentation. My name is Takamura from the Yomiuri Shimbun newspaper. Can you hear my voice? I have two questions. First question, after integration, you mentioned the platform integration a lot in your presentation, but when it comes to the people, it's about 40,000 people in combination. And is there any plan or discussion slated for potential reduction of the headcounts? Regarding the integration, that is the topic I covered earlier, so let me speak about that. Commercial vehicles, for carbon neutrality, autonomous driving, there are many things to be tackled for commercial vehicles, and there are lots of variants in our products. So at the plant, we have been struggling in securing people who are working on the plant. So any extra personnel through the integration shall be utilized for other areas in more efficient way, and we expect them to work for longer time. So that is the overview. Understood. Thank you very much. Another point regarding the suppliers who supply components to you. Both companies have had suppliers or some suppliers may have been shared. In the process of integration, how are you going to address these suppliers? So in terms of procurement as well, that is my area of responsibility. Therefore, let me speak about that. Two companies merged together, increasing the competitiveness. So globally, we believe that there is a further potential for growth from the perspective of suppliers. For this integrated Acheon Group, merged the company with enhanced competitiveness. I believe that we will be able to make contribution to the increased sales or revenue of the suppliers. Suppliers, well, there are many overlapping suppliers, but there are other distinctive groups of suppliers between the two companies, and I believe that they will apply the close application and compete each other, and they will get stronger. And components for commercial vehicles are being manufactured in small lots and high variety. So by combining these suppliers, and I believe that the suppliers will be able to enhance their competitiveness in providing such a good quality in small lots. I think this will create a win-win situation. Understood. Thank you very much.
Next question will be from Fukui-san. Please turn your microphone and camera on. Please state your name and affiliation as well. Nikkan Jidosha Shimbun. My name is Fukui. I hope you can hear me. Now, in June, there was a similar question. JBus, regarding JBus, you said that you cannot give details because of antitrust regulations. But with Honghai, I think there is already collaboration that is being announced as well. So please talk about the bus business for the new company policy going forward. That's my first question.
To do so, thank you for the question. Of course, first of all, the bus business is a very important industry for Japan, and we are fully aware and recognize the importance for public transportation and our role here to contribute to that industry. As you explained, and we also laid out in June, the situation is quite special because we have on the Hino side the cooperation in JBus, and for Mitsubishi Fuso we had announced the cooperation with Honhai as our partners. And this is one of the areas where we are currently in intensive discussion also with the antitrust authorities to resolve a good resolution for the situation, how we proceed going forward while maintaining healthy and vivid competition in the marketplace. And this is one of the key areas where we work on with the antitrust authorities together. But the importance is unquestioned for us, and our willingness to contribute to this public transport sector is unwavered, and we are very determined to find good solutions that can find the acceptance of the antitrust authorities while maintaining competitive landscape for the customers and municipalities for the road buses.
Second question is the following. Regarding domestic distribution channel, this is also an area where synergies can be brought to bear, I believe. And it seems that the UD is now consolidating. What are your plans going forward?
First of all, we are absolutely convinced that the two strong brands we have with Fuso and Hino are very well positioned in the market and provide a very distinct and unique product offering for our customers. And our intention is to maintain also our strong network for the Fuso brand as well as for the Hino brand in the domestic market. And we believe one of the key elements of our success is both Hino and Fuso provide a super strong network of service and support for our customers with a high number of outlets, with a high number of touch points where customers can get support for their vehicles. And we believe the distinct positioning of our brand outlets is an important piece for the success of our brands, and this is why we will maintain the two different brand networks for Fuso and Hino. And there, our customers get well-trained, well-equipped, well-knowledgeable mechanics and support staff to cater their needs for swift resolution of topics, for swift resolution of service needs and repair needs going forward.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
Next person, Miura-san. Please turn on your microphone and camera, please, before asking your questions. First, please mention your name of your media and your name, please. We are switching the device screen layout. My name is Miura. I am from the Asahi Shimbun newspaper. Can you hear me? I have two questions. First one is regarding Nakatsu plant, which is going to be consolidated into Kawasaki plant. And Nakatsu factory is going to be closed, I guess. So what is the reason for that? And the Nakatsu plant, how are you going to deal with Nakatsu factory? Regarding the employment, you mentioned that you are going to stabilize the employment in the future, but actually the workers at the Nakatsu plant, are they going to be transferred to Kawasaki plant?
Thank you, Miura-san, for your question. Two things. First of all, the Nakatsu plant has enjoyed a very strong and successful history for Mitsubishi Fuso and has always been one of the progressive plants providing excellent quality and great efficiency for supporting the Fuso brand. However, due to product changes and modifications, nowadays, some of the transmissions we have built there in the past, we have relocated to other sources. And that means for many years there has been an underutilization of the Nakatsu plant, which is very unfortunate, but we have to move forward and also bring our structures and our network and make it ready for the future. Therefore, we have announced already a while ago that we will close the location in 2028. And this is a part of our restructuring to prepare for a successful future going forward. Regarding the employees, we have made this very clear from the first moment that we will offer all the employees continuous employment within the group. That could be in Kawasaki, that could be in other places where possible. But we are working with each individual to find out how we can support our employees to migrate into the new setup with the consolidation in Kawasaki. And at the same time, we also see some retirements happening by the time we close it in 2028. And also we have very high demand for skilled and experienced and loyal workers, and this is why we offered all of them also future employment within Fuso Group. Thank you.
りがとうございます。ごめんなさい、一つ確認なんですが。
Let me confirm one point. So currently at the Nakatsu plant, how many people are there now?
Currently, we are employing around 250, 270 people.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. Another point is regarding the personnel plan for the executives. 3 of you who are presenting today are going to be the leadership team of the new company. And after April 1st onward, are you going to be dedicating yourself full-time to the new company, or are you going to spend some of your time in Mitsubishi Fuso or Hino Motors?
You want to do first? Okay, I start. Yeah, thank you, Miura-san. Of course, I will dedicate my time to the entire Archeon group, and this will include all activities, because as you have seen within the Archeon group, we will make sure we have the right strategic steering, the focus on the right governance, financial performance, and also vehicle integration, product integration. So to make sure that we make progress on our financial targets, but also on bringing the best products to our customers. So yes, I will dedicate 100% of my time to the Archeon group, and there will be a future CEO for Fuso announced at a later point in time. But day one will be April 1st, and until then, I will definitely dedicate 100% of my time to the benefit and well-being of Fuso, and at the same time make sure that we are well prepared to start on day one.
Thank you very much.
Time is running out. Therefore, we would like to take 2 more questions before we close. Nakao-san, and then Yada-san, in that order, please. First of all, Nakao-san, please unmute, turn your camera on, and ask your question. My name is Nakao. I'm a freelance journalist. I have one question. Regarding the platform for powertrain specifically, is there a possibility of integrating this? It is something in the future, I'm sure. I'm sure you cannot share details, but what about the direction? The powertrain, as in the case of Fuso, is it going to be integrated to the Daimler Group model going forward? This is Ogiso. I'd like to respond to your question. On the part of Fuso, Daimler truck engine is being used, and other procured engines are also used. But in the case of Hino, typically we are internally producers, and we are also using the domestic as well as a US. Cummins engine is also used. Therefore, when we integrate, it's not 0 or 100. We will take appropriate measures in making the right combination in order to satisfy our customers and meet the demand and the expectations of the community in the most appropriate way. Going forward, there is electrification, hydrogen will be required, and new fuel engine might be required in order to achieve carbon neutrality. So we are not emphasizing only internally procured. Archeon Group has many options. That is, in fact, the strength of the group. I'm sorry, I did not ask it right. Regarding large duty, heavy duty, is it the same? It's not 0 or 100. We're not making a decision for heavy duty and small duty. It is going to be appropriate decisions made for appropriate conditions. For Japan and Asia and for other regions, environment differs significantly. Hino engine in US and Canada, Kamizu engine is being used. And overall, we are going to optimize. The integrated platform as well as the powertrain will be considered in that context. Because there are so many options available to us, inclusive of our parent companies. Thank you.
それでは最後
The last person to ask questions. Yada-san from Riso Keizai Shimbun. Please turn on your camera. Thank you very much for this opportunity. My name is Yada from Yoso Keizai Shimbun. At the new headquarters of Shinagawa, how many staffers do you think will be stationed and working in the office? And those people from Fuso and Hino, are they going to be transferred or seconded on loan? Or are you going to recruit some people from outside? So what is going to be the image of the staff composition?
Thank you, Yada-san, for the question. First of all, we always said the holding company should be a lean and very efficient organization. This is, I think, a common view we share here among the teams, that we need to have a very lean and efficient organization at the same time to safeguard synergy realization, set up the right governance, and also steer and direct the company well. Of course, we need the right amount of people. So currently, we are estimating around 150 people maybe being at the beginning employed in the new company. Of course, this is the next step to organize the staffing of those roles. And of course, we invite people from Fuso, we invite people from Hino, and we also invite people from outside. And most important is to have the right skill set, to have the right attitude, and the right motivation to join us in driving the company forward and to success. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. With this, we would like to bring the Q&A session to a close. And with that, we would like to bring the joint press conference regarding the integration of Mitsubishi Fuso and Hino Motors to a close. Thank you very much for participating despite your busy schedules today. Thank you.